RIA Novosti interviewed Sergey Chemezov, the CEO of the state-owned company Rostec, in depth on the existing and future contracts for making passenger planes in Russia. The interview showed how big and ambitious Russian aviation manufacturing is. He said that Rostec has already signed definite contracts for 74 passenger jets, including 18 MC-21s, 42 SjJ100 Superjet planes, 11 Tu-214s, and 3 Il-114-300s. These orders show that there is a consistent demand for Russian-made planes, both in Russia and around the world. Chemezov said that making airplanes takes a long time, so airlines need to sign contracts for future batches well in advance. This method makes it possible to plan production capabilities, ensure that factories have enough work to do, and produce planes on time in a rhythmic way. Large-scale production of the MC-21, SjJ100, and Il-114 types will commence in 2026. This will be a big step forward for domestic aircraft manufacturing. The CEO of Aeroflot, Sergey Alexandrovsky, reaffirmed the airline group's plans to buy Russian planes during the 2025 St. Petersburg International Economic Forum. He said that Aeroflot plans to buy 108 MC-21 planes by 2030. By 2033, the number of these planes in their fleet will reach 200. The company will only use Russian aviation products, which shows that the national carrier trusts local manufacturers. The United Aircraft Corporation is working on a shortened version of the medium-range MC-21 aircraft. The draft technical design is expected by the end of the year. Sergey Chemezov said, "UAC specialists are already working on it. We are expecting the draft technical design by the end of the year. Then it is up to the state to decide on financing. After that, the development of working design documentation will begin. Continuity with the current version of the MC-21-310 will of course be preserved, so it should be faster. We will not have to create the aircraft from scratch." Sergey Chemezov noted that airlines will have a choice between short and long versions of the aircraft. Both options will complement each other depending on the tasks and routes. He also said that the MC-21 is more comfortable than its Western competitors. It is also noteworthy that Rostec continues to supply modern military aircraft. The United Aircraft Corporation, which is part of Rostec, has given the Russian aerospace forces a new batch of Su-35S fighters. These multi-role fighters perform tasks such as protecting ground sites and escorting planes. Military pilots have praised their reliability and effectiveness, reflecting the high level of Russian aviation engineering. Chemezov stressed that the finish line is close. Certification testing for the MC-21 is set to be finished next year, and testing for the Superjet 100 and Il-114-300 is set to be done this year, 2025. So, the first serial deliveries of all three types of planes to carriers will start in 2026. At the end of July, the final prototype of the import-substituted MC-21 passed a critical milestone when it began acceptance tests. Rostec companies are actively working on more than 20 SjJ100 planes, each at different stages of preparation. A program to modernize and resume serial production of the regional Il-114-300 has the support of the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Chemezov paid particular attention to how quickly Russia could design and build new planes and parts. According to him, the Russian aviation industry is moving considerably faster than Western competitors in generating new models, even though it usually takes 10 to 15 years to produce a new aircraft or engine. He said that no Western country has a full in-house manufacturing cycle for aircraft in the age of globalization. Even though some schedules have shifted, Russia is still able to run this distance faster, giving them full independence in making planes. Chemezov said that there has been a lot of doubt and criticism of the Russian aviation industry, but he asked people to be honest about Russia's unique path. Not many countries have built a whole fleet of passenger planes on their own in such a short amount of time. He said that no aviation company in the world can accomplish the same task because, for example, Boeing's supply chain relies on many suppliers from many nations. In this way, Russia is getting closer to being completely independent in terms of technology. Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin discussed aircraft production with Chemezov at the beginning of August 2025. He recalled how the Soviet Union used to make parts for its own planes. Chemezov said that the current rebirth of domestic aviation production is basically a return to the practice of a full production cycle. This will ensure the long-term success and growth of Russian aviation, especially in light of today's global economic uncertainty and sanctions. The Russian aircraft manufacturing industry is on the upswing. This is shown by contracts for 74 planes, plans for mass manufacture of the MC-21, SjJ100, and Il-114, and a large program to replace imports and modernize regional aircraft. Under Sergey Chemezov's leadership, Rostec and UAC are counting on technological independence, faster development, and steady growth of the domestic aircraft fleet. These actions show that Russia's long-term goal is to make modern, efficient, and competitive planes for both military and civilian use. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please take our channel membership, which is very affordable, to encourage us.